Hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Anna, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And I got my cup mug here, yeah, and I love that too. And you can get your cup mug at a lot of these creations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically. So there are no excuses. Get your cup mug. And if you happen to look right over to the right of the screen, right over there above Jack, there is a QR code, and you can get that QR code and it'll take you right to the link to get your cup merch. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period. And thank you. Thank you.
And hello, my name is Jack. I am the resident game designer of the panel, and we have now seen Briz God go from an acolyte to a full god, with now the presence of a false idol in play. So we'll see how it goes.
We definitely will see. Yeah, we are here. We're talking Survivor 49, episode 10. Uh, what an episode it was.
What I this season just confuses me. I'll be honest. I've kept in a lower amount of tabs than normal on this season, and I'm regretting that very quickly. The pre-merge was kind of meh, but just the absolute insanity of how has no one caught on at this point. I don't get it. This is like genuinely, I think the closest we will ever get to seeing someone who knows what they're doing versus a bunch of children on Roblox Survivor, on actual Survivor, where I'll ever get on TV. Uh, and that's not dismissing anyone else on this cast. It's just genuinely a how kind of
How?
scenario.
Very much a how. And it's interesting to see it happen. I'm excited for what is to come. And we're going to talk about this episode, but before we do, please subscribe to this channel and all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links and our Patreon. Join the Patreon. A lot of fun things are going on in our Patreon, and I'm not kidding when I say it. We got some fun Patreon exclusive shows that probably will never come out on this channel, but are definitely worth checking out. So check out our Patreon. Follow us on all of our socials at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. We would truly appreciate if you would engage with us there. And you can follow Jack and myself on those platforms if you'd like. But I'm trying to get through all of this very quickly because this episode is worth talking about because we had come back to camp. Alex is gone. And, you know, everybody's okay with it.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of like, well, good blindside. Okay.
I mean, I think people are realizing what the shift of power is, and they're like knowing, like, okay, I know what's happening. I starting to see what's going on. They're starting to see some different dynamics forming within the group. The obvious, pairings that that they see, the Rizzo and Savannah and Sophie with an eye. They're like, okay, that's a trio right there. With Jawan and Sage being a duo right there. Um, Christina and Steven just like, I guess we have to stick together at this point because, like, what do we got? Everybody's gone off. Apparently, Sophie with an E is not with us. So,
Yeah. I mean, out of everything, it should be at this point everyone going, hey, Savannah and Sophie and Rizzo are a problem.
hmm
Let's just 5-on-3 take one of them out. I know that Rizzo has an idol, but unfortunately, he's really good at holding on to it. So let's
Oh,
just draw a rock and just vote one of the three of them out and pray that we're right. Like,
right.
it can't be that wrong. And if we're wrong, we still have next round to go 4-3. Like, we still have a chance to do this. So it's so simple in concept.
But everybody's like, oh no, I don't want to work with these people who I could easily link up with for just a vote and get some threats out, some possible threats. Because we're like, mm, I don't know. This idol really freaking me out. And it's it's interesting to see the dynamic. But uh, Sage is trying to get Sophie with an E and on their side, to say the least. She's like,
Hmm.
I want to show her, that I'm trying to work with her and help her out and all these things. And she's like, let me tell you about what some information that I got. But she also tells this information first things to Jawan. That's the first things first. She tells this information to Jawan, and she's like, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something because I trust you. Me and you are here. We're working together, but you cannot say anything. This is between me and you. Don't say anything. But Steven told me that Christina has an idol, and Juana's like, oh,
Interesting.
but Steven told me not to say anything to you. And so then, of course, that makes Juwan like, well, why didn't he want to tell me? If he didn't want to tell me, apparently he don't trust me like he says he does. And in that moment, I was like, no, Jawan, it really is not that deep because he didn't tell you because too many people knowing this information already. Two people already knew the information, even though Alex is gone. It was two people who already knew that information about that idol. So three people knew she had an idol: her, Steven, and Alex. Alex is now gone. Steven tells Sage to show that yeah, we it's some trust between me, you, and Jawan, but let's not tell everybody because the more people you tell, the more the information is probably gonna get out. And so she tells Jawan, like, no, don't say anything. And he's like, oh, okay, I won't. But he's upset about it because he wants Steven to tell him this information. So he then in turns to do a like a little recon, I guess, trying to see if Steven is going to tell him. So he's asking him, he's like, look, yo, I don't know if I really trust Christina. And you think she got something? Like an idol or something?
No, no, actually, I'm pretty sure she has nothing, and she's never had anything. And even if she didn't have an idol, I just don't think she would. It's so unrealistic. Just lighting all
Right.
that trust on fire.
On fire. And my thing is, I'm like, usually when people come to you asking, do you think somebody has something out of the blue, they pretty much already know that they have it. So I'm like, I would be like, I mean, it's always possible. Is anything is possible. Giving them some kind of because nobody comes to ask you out of the blue like and that you trust, right? That and you think, I don't know, I don't trust her. Where did that come from? Like Juwan's never said anything about not trusting Christina before. And then he asked, do you think she has something? Is it possible she can have something? And Steve's like, nah, nah,
No,
she,
no,
I don't. And
never.
I'm not, and not that this is anything against Steven, because this is still a game and he still has to protect the little information that he has. I'm not saying that Steven should have known better, but I'm like, I hate it for Steven that he didn't know better.
Juwan asked a
Mhm.
very pointed question, like
Yes.
a very pointed, like a hey, I know that Christina has an idol. You can tell me this because I already know this. Does Christina have anything? And Steven either misread it or completely blundered it and was like, no. And
I
it just like, no.
He just really wanted Steven to tell him the truth, knowing that he knew this information. So he definitely made it to me very like, hey, maybe she possibly could have something. Do you think she possibly have an idol? And the way he said, if not even what he said, it was the way he was talking. It made it like I was like, oh, he is fishing for him to tell him the truth. But Stephen was like you said, either he just missed it or he just was like, nah, I can't risk telling him that. And so he just kind of was like, nah, no. But then Sage goes and tells Sophie with an E that Christina has an idol because she really is trying to hope Sophie is still on their side and will be willing to do the plan that she wants, which is to take out Savannah. She let it known and she let it be known that that's who she wants to take out this round is Savannah. And people are already talking about like this is all going down before any immunity challenge. People are already talking about who they want to get out, what happens. And so Sophie with an E and Sage are like, we should get out Savannah if she doesn't win immunity. And we can't let her know that she is the one who we might get out because when she finds that out, she wins immunity challenges. Or she feels she's at the bottom, she does whatever she can to win these immunity challenges. So we can't let her win. But
On the other hand, though, it's like, okay, Savannah is now probably aware that if she loses, she's going to be the target.
hmm
Therefore, you target someone else and just pray that Rizzo votes there, and then you have an easy shot at either Rizzo or Sophie. And you just shut up about that plan, say you're voting Savannah, and just vote Sophie. Or just,
right.
like, easy path. Easy path. All you have to do now is make sure Savannah loses, which is
Right.
kind of not something you can really do.
Right.
But as long as she loses, you're good.
Yeah. And so they were trying to figure out if that's what if that's what they were going to, that's the plan. So she tells, like I said, she tells Sophie under the guile of, hey, I'm trying to, show you that I trust you, that I want you on our side, blah, 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 blah. But they go to a reward challenge. Let's get to the reward challenge because honestly, mm, just a lot of back and forth conversation because there's nothing anybody can do until, you know, the challenges are done. So it's like you can speculate and talk all around in circles all day long. But so we get to the reward challenge, and the reward challenge is players have to divide into two teams. So we're doing teams yet again. I really want somebody to win and have to pick people to go on these reward challenges. I really want that. I mean, because we can't get the Liz Outback screams and frustrations if it's always a team effort.
Well, we can just pre-challenge instead of post. But
Uh,
granted, these pre-screams are actually very valid at this point. So
yes, we get to the reward challenge and they come in looking. This is no smiling. Hey, Uncle Jeff. Nothing. It's just they're drained. They are physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually drained at this point. And we see earlier in the conversation, Christina and Steven are having, and she's just like, I miss my mom. This is so hard. She's like, it's hard for me not to take certain these things personal when I know it's a game and it feels like it shouldn't be personal, but it feels very personal. And I feel like I'm next, regardless of what happens. I feel like she's just take it was just a very hard day for Christina already. And then when they get to the reward challenge, it just comes out in most uh
The rawest way it
the
could.
rawest way possible. She's like, I miss my mom, and it's so unfair that she's not here and I can't talk to her. Even if I like, I can't even if you offered us letters from home, I know it won't be from like that's the what I felt like that's what she was
Mm.
saying. Like they're so and I was like, oh, so relatable. It's that is the most relatable thing that happened on this episode for me. I was like, it's just moments where you just want to I just want to talk to my mom. I just want to pick up the phone, call my mom. She tells me everything is going to be okay, and I believe that. But guess what? I can't do that. And it's so unfair because everybody around me is like, oh, I just need to talk to my mom and I talk to mom. And then some people are complaining about how they don't like their mom and they wish they wouldn't talk to her. And I'm like, you don't even understand how lucky and blessed you are to still have your mom to call and check up on you. You still have your mom worried about you. You still have your mom to talk to. Even when she get on your nerves, you still have her to talk to. I can't even get my mom to call me anymore. It's so I when I tell you I was
Yeah.
stop like ready to start busting out crying in that moment.
It's probably one of just the realest moments we've had in a long time of just like this is someone that's been hurting for a long time and just this
Mm-hmm.
game is like and the rounds they've been having have just fully brought it out. And I will give Jeff his props of like I'm not obviously he wasn't going to make it into a bit, but like he was like, "Hey, just talk it through." Because I know
Right.
that's what you want to do right now anyway. So just like tell us what it meant. Tell us about her. Like
Right.
immortalize her right here and like what would you want from her right now?
What would she
Because
say to you?
you're not unfortunately going to be able to, but what you can do is just try. And it was very nice to see, not nice, but like it was very, it's
Touching, heartwarming.
probably the thing that I think out of like any part of the new era that we've seen has harkened back to like old reality TV of people just going, I just like I need to talk right now. I'm just in a really weird state.
Yeah. I love that Jeff would allowed her that space to talk about it. He didn't try to rush through it. He was like, I know this is a show and I know but look, we go edit whatever we need to edit down anyway, so it's okay. We still gonna have our show. Let's take all the time we need with this. And she was able to talk about how her mom was, how she just how special she was, and like you said, immortalized her in this moment on Survivor. And it was one of the most heartbreaking, heart wrenching, but heartwarming moments all in this in one. I was like, oh, I can't do this because
Mm-hmm.
I felt so much like her, and I felt like when she screamed, I wanted to scream, and I was like, oh, yes, it is unfair, but we have to get through it. And what I love the most is when Jeff said, "What would your mom say to you right now, seeing you going through this and feeling like this? What is the advice she would give you?" And when Christina, she'll tell me to just keep going, baby girl, just keep going. And Jeff was like, then that's what you should do. Just keep going. And that was like, oh, that was that was a
Mm-hmm.
moment. That was a moment for me. I was like, send this clip into the Emmys y'all won. Send
Yeah,
that
no,
in.
it just is like it. They didn't even have to like try and produce anything crazy.
Mm-mm.
This and then the back half of the episode, which is some of the
Yeah.
most crazy strategic bullshit we've ever seen. Like they
This
got it
this is
in
the
the episode.
episode.
This is the
This is
Emmys
the Emmy
episode.
episode.
Great.
Like send that in and they will win. Because my God, that was everything. That was
Hmm.
everything. Um, And then not even to mention when we get to talking to the challenge, what happened during the challenge with Christine?
Yeah.
Just oh, but let's talk about it because they separate everybody into two teams of four, and it's a schoolyard pick. And so on one team you had Sophie and Sophie, both Sophies, Steven and Sage. And then on the other team you had Rizzo, Christina, Savannah, and Jawan. So each team has to leap off a high platform into the water. One pair of the team have to leap off, and then they have to go through a series of obstacles and retrieve a buoy with a rope attached to it. And then the second pair had to do the same as they go over. They had to go over a balance beam, all kind of stuff they had to do in this water. Um, then they had to attach the buoys to tall poles and then sling the buoys into a basket. Three buoys had to go into these baskets, and the first team to finish will win the reward. And the reward itself was a backyard picnic of hamburgers and hot dogs with all the fixings. And for dessert, chocolate cake at the sanctuary where good
Yeah.
things happen.
It's honestly surprising that it's taken 10 episodes this season to get back to the sanctuary. Like, was it going under refurbishment or something?
It failed and they had to fix it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Something weird where they were like, I guess we can
Ooh,
just throw them at camp.
right.
Like, we've gone 20 days without seeing this. So,
Mm-hmm.
little
Mm-hmm.
strange, but why not?
Why not? And this was actually it got intense and close because we started off with the Rizzo having trouble getting across the balance beam. He fell, and so he was having some issues, which caused the yellow team to fall behind a little bit. Um, And then we see Christina also having some trouble on the balance beam, but she gets across, she falls, almost falls into the water, which would have made her decide to start over. But she hangs on to this balance beam and literally pulls herself around and back and up onto this thing. And like the determination in her face and how she just was pushing and pushing her way through. And Jeff was there, like, do this for your mom. Your mom is telling you to go. Keep going. Keep going. And the way she pulled it, I was like, yeah, y'all really trying to win this Emmy because oh my God, it was Serene moment all over again. Don't quit, don't quit. Like stay in it, stay in it. And she did. But the blue team was just able to get those buoys into the baskets the fastest. Everybody was doing it, but the yellow team fell behind and couldn't come back. And so the reward challenge goes to Sage, Sophie, and Steven.
Unfortunately, this is the least narratively satisfying conclusion to this. It's like, yeah, so we have people who've like really fought for it and like really want wins, and the team of four who doesn't really have anything going on today wins.
All right,
Cool.
cool. All
Okay, let's head back to camp, kids. Just like
right.
everyone on the losing team is like nearly in tears, physically done, and everyone on the winning team is like, okay,
I
food.
instantly, I instantly looked at the people who on the winning team, and I was like, "Oh, we not getting the Christina Jawan moment this week, because none of them finna give it up." And you know what? They did. They were like, "Yeah, nah, we about to go eat these hamburgers and hot dogs. Peace out, deuces." And they talked about that literally at the after when they get to the sanctuary, but we'll talk about it. But it was definitely a. I agree with you. Such a non like. Oh, we just watched this team fight, 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 and they still lose. And then this
Mm-hmm.
other team who had it relatively easy throughout, they win. Like okay, and
Okay.
it was like okay, cool. cool, cool. Not mad at the winning team at all. Like I love that for them. I love that they get to do the. It's just like the dramatics of what how the edit was, and we was like, oh, the underdog team is gonna come back and gonna win, and it's not. No,
No,
no, they're gonna go home with
no.
nothing.
Okay.
All right.
Um, let's just let's get out of here. There's nothing really interesting going on today. We're good to go. Okay.
Yep, good. So they go to the sanctuary and they get to eat, and we love that for them. They ate the hamburgers and hot dogs. They ate their chocolate cake. Great on them. They had a hammock that was softer than the hammock back at camp, so they loved just laying there. And you know, not much game talking went on at the sanctuary.
Yeah, because it's oh, Sophie without any, who can just
Mm-hmm.
hear everything that's going down, and then three people who were just like not who were okay with last round, but like it wasn't really. There were better options, one of which involved Sophie. So yeah, no
Mm-hmm.
conversation was ever going to go on here.
Mm-hmm. 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 But so we didn't really focus on them. Then we just saw them eating. But what they did focus on was the group that lost back at camp. Rizzo was in his feelings. He was like, "I lost that for us." He felt really bad about it. Um, and everybody was like, "No, no, no, Rizzo, you did great. You did great. It's fine." Um, and they're there, and we focus on Jawan being like, I feel bad that this group is not being able to do anything. We couldn't go eat, and I'm such a provider. I want to do that. I do that in my regular life, and I feel like I need to. So he decides he's gonna go put on that fishing gear, and he go try to go catch some fish, and he caught a fish,
A
a
tiny
little
baby fish.
tiny little baby fish, about that big. But it was a fish, and it was a feat.
Mhm.
And he was proud of his fish. And you know what, Juwan? I was proud of you in that fish too.
I will say this spawned a very cute moment on social media where Ozzy and Juwan, because they were at the same Bryce and Wendell viewing party, they got to hug, and it was very nice, and it was adorable. And it was honestly very cute.
It's cutesy. It's very cutesy.
It was just a little unfortunate what happened about 45 minutes later, but we can pretend to ignore that part.
This was cutesy. Let's focus on the cutesy part, Jack. It was
It was
Juwan,
very cute.
Juwan and Ozzy meeting because they're the providers of the camp. I mean, Ozzy provided fish, Juwan provided a fish. But yeah, cutesy moment. Love that for him. But even the group back at the sanctuary was like, we feel bad for the people who can't eat, but we know that this is something we have to do. This could be a big game changer for us going into the next challenge that we are fed and they are not. So we definitely need to, I feel bad for those who didn't. They feel bad for Christina because she had such a rough time. I was like, "Yeah, I didn't feel bad enough for wanting y'all to offer up your spot, but no, no. Um, it was just, like we just feel bad, but we know we got to do this for us. This is a individual game, and so we have to look out for ourselves." And very true, very true. You don't usually expect people to give up things for other people in games like this, and so it's nice when it happens, but just not something you expect all the time, and you shouldn't expect it all the time. Um, but yeah, they get back to camp. Trying to think, did anything else happen in between, Jack? I mean, you're muted, so we can't hear whatever you're saying. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
basically just get to go. Oh, well, they get to eat, and um, that's it. The two strategy groups are not together, so
They're
they're
not.
not gonna like do any strategy here. So we kind of just are like, oh, Rizzo's upset he lost.
Hmm.
Anyway, here's a new immunity challenge.
Yeah, let's go into that. The players are raced into a survivor teeter tunnel, then maneuver disc around an obstacle to release a handle. And then on the handle, once the handle is released, they will use the handle to transport puzzle pieces over a teeter-totter balance beam. And once all the pieces were collected, they were to use it to assemble a logo puzzle. Individual. Everybody's doing it on their own. So I'm like, okay, all right. Um, I thought this was an interesting challenge. It was not like anything out of the uh norm, but like yeah, it was definitely something that it was definitely different. It was definitely different. I would say that. Well, not I felt like it was a bunch of different obstacle or challenge that we've seen pushed into one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean this is a classic obstacle
Obstacle
puzzle,
puzzle.
but we got to see a little new set piece, and it was cute,
Hmm.
especially when they were like, "Oh, how can we scare them? Put them in the tunnel and then have it dramatically tilt while they're falling forward. And can we just make sure we have the GoPro set up in exactly the spots that they'll like fall into? Great. Perfect. If we don't get one of their heads directly in the middle of the shot, we've done it wrong. And we got so
We got a lot of oh, ah. Every time that something thing go, it was so interesting to see. What I found fun and I love to see it at first. Christina was doing so well. Once she got past the tunnel and she was whipping the hand, getting to the disc off, she was whipping that right off. And I was like, "Oh, is Christina in this?" And she was for a minute.
she
Um,
was.
she was. But we saw everybody else like was getting it. It wasn't that hard to get through the tater totter tunnel, and then it's just it was more like maneuvering the disc golf that took a little bit of time, but not really, not really. Um, and everybody got pretty much through all of the obstacles pretty much. It started getting too interesting when people were trying to get their puzzle pieces across on the disc and the paddle because you could take as many as you wanted, but however many you think you can balance. And so we saw people trying to go for two at first, and it worked for some, it didn't for others. And then it was like Steven was like, "Let me go three first." Makes it across with three. Then he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna do four." And he makes it across with four. So he's like, I'm going for broke. I'm taking all the rest of these puzzle pieces and I'm taking them across. And he makes it across with all the puzzle pieces. And I was like, okay, work. Work,
Good on
Steven.
you. Yeah.
Good. Good on you.
And he was pretty fast to that station as well. So
He was,
he
yeah.
genuinely, like, through good strategy and betting, basically was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to take a massive lead on this puzzle, which
Hmm.
Steven has been decent at the whole season. So, like, it wouldn't have surprised me if he really took it all the way. But,
Yeah. He was good. He was first at the puzzle and he had a good lead, like you said, but then others started joining and everybody got there. Sophie was right behind him. Sophie with an E was right behind him. So she started her puzzle. And once she started that puzzle and started figuring it out, it was over.
it was genuinely so goddamn quick. Just like piece after piece after piece after piece after piece. She literally, I don't think, stopped.
I
She
don't.
always knew what she was doing next. And I'm very curious to know if she had intentionally grabbed pieces while stacking in a way that was like, oh, these are all border pieces. These all have the word survivor on them. So she already had it sorted and kind of knew what stacks to grab from based
Hmm.
on the start. It wouldn't surprise me as how fast she went because it was like she almost had everything sorted in advance. But
Yeah. She was fast, she was quick, and she won her second immunity challenge. And I'm like, ooh, I bet some of y'all are mad that y'all voted MC out over Sophie. Because she was good and she's been good. And she is the first this is her second immunity challenge win. And look, I said it before and I said it earlier. The first time she won, I was like, this one is gonna be a tough competitor to beat in these
Yeah.
challenges towards the end if y'all leave her around. And well, she won again. So she is immune and she's not going nowhere. And she is now going to go back to camp with the mindset of I'm going to play this very hard for me and I not for anybody else because I'm good. You can't come for me. I'm safe. So how we go play this? And boy, was this I thought this was one of the most interesting scrambles in a
Yes.
minute.
Yeah. Basically, because she's safe, Yellow Sophie is basically allowed to decide what side she wants to play with this round.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, she essentially gives majority power to one side to where either she allows Savannah, Rizzo, and Blue Sophie to have a shot to not have to use the idol and keep it pushing, or she tries to take out Savannah.
Yeah. And she was going back and forth. She was like, what makes sense for me? Um, and then she makes a decision. She makes a decision and she makes an interesting decision because she goes and she tells Savannah, hey, look, they're coming for you. And the vote's going to be you tonight if we don't do something about it. And she's like, oh. She said, well, who do we have? Like, she was like, Juwan and Sage are flipping. Juwan and Sage are flipping and they voting you. And so now Savannah's like,
Oh.
"Hmm, that's interesting because they're telling me that we all together. She said, no, they flipping. They flipping.
Hmm.
And I was like, ooh, ooh, it's about to get interesting.
I
I,
mean, we have a really lovely situation where it's like both sides have an idol and both
mm-hmm,
sides have a perceived target.
mm-hmm,
And then there's someone kind of like running back and forth and making both sides go crazy. This is exactly what I want.
mm-hmm. It was so interesting because Christina and Steven are like, look, it's one of us. And we need to figure out who they're voting for so we can use the idol for that person to stay. And we don't know how to find out who they're voting for. And they're spinning. So Christina had already said if she needed to, she would use it for Steven if necessary. And even though she was fighting that, because she was like, my folks told me, don't. She said, I know I can hear my people like, don't use that for somebody else. Don't be too stupid. Use it, save it for yourself. Use it for you. She's like, but I'm so trusting in this game. We know Christine's like, I am just too trusting in this game, and it's hard for me to decipher who's lying to me and who's being honest, and whatever. Um, and so Christina does something that I found to be very interesting. And I found this was so funny to me. When Christina and Savannah were talking, Christina was like, listen, I'm just trying to let you know, hey, use me. I am, I can be a number, use me. That's fine. And Savannah, being who Savannah is, was like, so who you voting for? And Christina was like, what?
Who, you know what? I'd love to do that. Who are you considering?
Right. And Savannah was like, I'm not telling you. Who are you talking? Who do you want to vote for? And Christina was like taken aback by the forwardness of Savannah. She was like, whoa, hold on. You just go come out and ask me who I'm voting for. And I was like, girl, you got to come. You should really have another name on the back end side. Like, Because
You
when you
really should
don't
have
want,
had something.
so when you don't say a name of the person who you talking to, and they were like, oh, so you won't tell me, so it's me. She's like, but and I understand where Christina was coming from. She's like, even if I wanted to say somebody else, I would say Rizzo or Sophie, and those are two people who you are close to. So why would I tell you that? Why would I tell
Yeah,
you
it's
that?
like the most. We even literally see Christina like pull the like ejector seat lever of like, I
Yeah,
can't do this conversation right now. I need to leave. This is not helping.
like I was like, give me 2 minutes. Give me
Yeah.
2 minutes. Just
Just like a kind of like, I can't say anything that's gonna make any sense here. I just need to
right.
go.
Because if she said Steven, Stefan would be like, "Yeah, right. Don't
Oh,
believe you.
oh, that's interesting. Hey, Steven, come
Steven, right.
here.
She said she, yeah, absolutely not. Christina was like, give me two
It's like,
minutes. I can't.
no.
No, no. Just like, just no.
Christina could not say any name to Savannah that would have made any sense to say to Savannah. So the correct answer was never to have this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. But Savannah was like, that's just how I am. I'm just very much straightforward to the point kind of person. And I get that and I understand it and I respect that. And so I felt like Christina just should not have even had that conversation with her at that point. It's like, we know who you
Mhm.
voting for. She knows you're voting for her. You know you voting for her. So like why are we having that conversation with her?
Yeah.
But another name pops into the mix of this conversation now because now Savannah is upset. Rizzo now knows that Juwan and Sage are flipping. Savannah knows Juwan and Sage are flipping. Sophie knows Juwan and Sage have are flipping. They have heard that it's a possibility maybe Christina has a idol. And so they're like, we got to figure this thing out. We don't know if she actually does. And nobody, honestly, who don't know really wouldn't believe that Christina would have an idol. Heck, if I was in the game and not knowing, I wouldn't because I wouldn't
Yeah.
would really think Christina would have an idol. Like, when did she go searching for an idol? We don't know. Like, we don't see her going looking for things like that. So I wouldn't possibly say she would have an idol either. But they go through and they're like, we need to figure this out because we need to protect all of us. And they feel like Sophie with an E, yellow Sophie is now solid with this trio because she's willing to give information like that out. And so now they're like, how do we do what should we do? Maybe we should flip on the flip floppers. And they're like, okay, but which one? Juwan or Sage? And everybody has different opinions. I think Sophie wanted Juwan at one point, and then Savannah wanted Sage. She was like, "A Sage," and I think even Rizzo said Sage. If we're gonna flip on that, we
Yeah.
should do Sage because Sage is obviously the. I think they think Sage is the brains of the operation between Juwan and Sage, which I'm not sure if that's fully true. I think Juwan is. I don't think he's not smart at all, but he's very strategic, even in his happy-go-lucky self. It's he's very strategic in what he does, but they think that Sage perception is Sage is the one who's running the brains of the operation, which she is too. I think they both are doing their part in that duo.
Yeah, no, it's a very strange situation where we have kind of an interesting almost like king queen on one side where kings have Rizzo and Christina have idols,
Hmm.
and then Steven and Savannah are on side and are the obvious person to idol other than the person who has the idol. And then you have
Hmm.
two targets who are like kind of kind of part of the trio, kind of not, with both Sophies on one end, and then we have Sage and Joanne, and then there's just this weird centerpiece of Sophie who's just like, I want everything to burn.
Right.
Like, I'm just gonna use this to burn everything to the ground. And I mean, she basically does it.
She does it. She definitely does it. She definitely does it. We go to tribal because at this point everybody's just like throwing out these three names are floating around and we don't know where the is going to
Mhm.
land. We just know that three names are out there. Um, and so we get to tribal and we bring in our jury, and I was like, interesting. Um, they come in and I was so many questions, so many responses. I don't remember them all, to be honest.
There's just a kind of a lot of like people going, I don't know what's about to happen. It's very weird. While Jawan just kind of like is like, yeah, we're going after someone we don't really respect, and like I'm not really sure what we're gonna be doing, and like I'm not sure who we're gonna be targeting, Savannah. And I don't know what's gonna happen. Savannah's the vote. So I really don't know what's about to happen. Jawan is laying it on thick in a way that's not even like slightly subtle. In a way that like you want her gone, right? Like
Right.
you know the other side is probably the only way I can understand what Jawan is attempting to do here, if it's intentional, is hoping that Rizzo picks up on notes, idols Savannah. Christina idles Steven. Both of them receive votes, and then we see what ends up happening where Rizzo gets a spare vote and he goes.
Hmm.
So if Rizzo is Juwan's target, this all makes sense. Otherwise,
Hmm.
it's just really weird.
Right. It's crazy. But like a lot of just subtle, non-subtle things going on at the same time, and it Jeff was like, is somebody gonna be blindsided tonight? He was like, I think Rizzo was like, every um time you come here, it will be a blindside for somebody. Like somebody's gonna always feel like they didn't know it was coming, but
Mhm.
even if the writing's on the wall, you still feel a little blindsided at some point in time. And I don't know. I just felt like this was a lot of possibilities. Like this could be, we could do, this should happen. I mean, the easy choice would be Steven and Christina, but we don't know if that's what's gonna be. And then this and it. And I was just like, oh, okay. So
Okay.
we're definitely not getting the obvious choices here.
Yeah.
What did we land on, everybody? And then we get to the vote and we find out exactly what they landed on because they go vote, they come back, and Jeff says if anybody has an idol or an advantage that they want to use, now will be the time to do so. And we see people looking around, and Christina goes, Uncle Jeff, hey, I want to I feel like I need to do this just to keep some peace of mind for me and everybody, and the people who I care about in this game. So therefore, I'm going to play this for Steven. And Steven's shocked that she played it for him.
Everyone is shocked when everyone kind of is like accepted that Christina's had an idol. So it's just like, okay, yeah, we all knew that was happening. Moving on.
So Steven is now safe. Um, and so now Rizzo, everybody's looking at him. He's like, Juana's like, who's it? And Rizzo's like, you know what, Jeff? I am can I say something before Jeff was like, sure. So he's like, this game has been so interesting, and it's hard, I guess, when people know you have an idol, and all of this is all of blah 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 that Rizzo was
Mhm.
talking. He was like, this is hard, and I want to, peace of mind in this game, and I want to stay around for another time. But sometimes, in games, you have to shake up the game and do something that shakes up the game, and all this stuff. A lot of shaking was going on in this speech, And he was like, and so I want to play this. He's like, and I need protection for myself. And I need to make sure I have a peace of mind for myself. So I'm gonna play this for Savannah. And he gives Jeff the item. I'm like, oh, okay,
Okay.
okay,
It
Rizzo.
honestly took long enough.
Right. Somebody should have played it. You should have played it for yourself or her at some point. So he plays with Savannah. She's like, oh my gosh. So Jeff is looking at this idol, and I'm like,
That
what's going on, Jeff? Why are you looking at it like that? He's just like, this is not an immunity idol. And I was like, what?
I hate this man so much.
What? In that moment, I said, oh my God, Rizzo,
He's a
you
professional troll.
you are a
I can't put it past this man. Jesus Christ.
oh my God. And I said, and that is cemented his spot on 50. I don't care.
Yeah,
That moment cemented his spot on 50.
he was like,
Other
"Oh, there's spots on 50 left. Let me hold on to my idol for a fourth round while playing a fake idol just to fuck with people."
It was so wild to me. I was beyond shocked and like, what is happening? Rizzo, I can't even be mad. You want to call yourself a Riz God? I will call it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will be okay with that because that was incredible. And as you said, when we see this vote come out, he gets the one sole vote for Rizzo. And then we see, not to give Rizzo all the praise because some of this praise needs to go to Savannah and her acting skills. Because as the votes are read, we see a vote for Savannah. Well, we get the vote for Rizzo. We get a vote for Savannah. We get a vote for Jawan. We get another vote for Savannah. We get a vote for Jawan. And so Savannah looks over Jawan and was like, oh, did you do this? And Jawan said, no, no.
No.
She was like, oh. And so then another vote comes in for Savannah. And she's like, oh,
Jawan.
Jawan, did you do this? And so Jawan was like, yeah. She's like,
Yeah.
she's like, oh. And then it was like a vote for Jawan, a vote for Jawan. Now we have passed all the people who can vote, but there's still
Just
one
there's
vote
a
left.
one vote left.
And Jeff was like, the person, oh my God, the person voted out and into our jury, 11th person out and voted into our jury is Jawan. And y'all, the look on his face that they were like,
And the fact that Savannah was just like, Jawan, you played me so well. This was so smart. And Jawan just looking at her like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
it was so I was like, oh my God. The way they weaponized this extra vote and then troll them with this fake idol.
Professional.
Pu-
Professional hatred on live TV. I can't be mad. It's so good.
So even if they were not your like if I didn't play know of Rizzo, because I'm not gonna sit here and I just know Rizzo personally.
No, no, of course we both do, but like this is
We know of
just
Rizzo, we play games with Rizzo. But like even if I didn't know Rizzo or liked Rizzo at all, I could do nothing but bow down to how beautiful this moment was and how just the gameplay of it all. It was just like, oh, just kids, how, like you called him, a professional troll, and Savannah and her acting. Like, baby, get get out of here. This is such a moment. This is such a moment. This is
just
such a moment.
It's so good because like it's not only has Rizzo and Savannah done these massive moves in front of the jury just for the fun of it, but now they have a 4-3 advantage
Mm-hmm.
if yellow Sophie decides to stay on side, they have a 4-3 advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Christina has randomly burned her idol for someone that had 0 votes.
But see, and usually I be mad when that happens, but I couldn't be mad at her because that is what she was perceiving, that they were the two, and it would probably be him. It made sense. The same thing I said about MC. I wasn't mad that she burned her idol and she didn't need to. Sometimes you just need peace of mind.
Yeah. And I mean, Christina as well was like never going to play it on Juwan. It never made sense to do that.
Mm-mm.
So, on one hand, I get it. On the other hand, it's very, very good for everyone else to be like, and there's an idol gone. And it's not being replenished because, I mean, the merge idol is still in Rizzo's pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait.
No. Christina had the
No,
merge
no,
idol.
Christina had the merge idol, so it actually is being put back into the forest. So either that side is now going to have 2 idols, or it's going to rebalance, which
Right.
both options are good.
It's just crazy how this worked out. And I was just like, mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm. It played out beautifully. As much as I hate it for my draft, actually, as we
Yeah.
see, I am down to Savannah and Sophie. Jackie, you're still holding on to Rizzo and a Dream, and Logan is kicking our butts.
Yeah, no, Logan has a lot. Logan has
Four people.
basically the entire opposition at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He has everyone who's not part of Savannah, Rizzo, Blue Sophie, and
Yeah.
then, well, no, and Yellow
No,
Sophie, and does
Yellow
have
Sophie.
Blue Sophie.
Yeah, he
So,
has he has blue Sophie. I have yellow Sophie and
yeah.
Savannah. But like, what? This is crazy. But honestly, this is so good, and it made me interested again. Not that I've ever lost interest. I've have enjoyed season 49 throughout the whole thing. Um, I don't like this boot order in the jury, though. I'm gonna say that
No, this
now.
this is
It's
a really rough boot order. Even if it absolutely is not intended, it is. It's like
uh,
I saw a tweet that was we finally got every single black person who played this season onto into the jury phase.
oh,
I was extremely tempted to say and onto the jury you could have just stopped there, but like we didn't.
right.
Yeah, it's just it really has not been a good run. It's been really bad.
As a person, as a black person, I'm sitting here like, do I think this is intentionally,
No.
no, absolutely not. I don't. I don't think that they're just like, yep, let's kick them all off of here because we don't want them here. I think a lot of the moves that were made was strictly for game purposes. And I say that. I still don't have to like it.
Uh-huh.
Still, I still don't have to like it. Was it for game? Sure. Are they being malicious towards black people? No.
No.
But I still don't have to like it. And I put my tweet, I was just like, this jury is looking, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Not go
You
either.
know what? Can we just like make sure that Christina isn't next, if anything? Like, let's not go 5 for 5 here,
I,
please.
if it
I'm
does,
so that's gonna be
if it
horrendous.
does, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? F our drag, right? Survivor, like, screw
It's like
us. We don't get you there, but that's as far as you get.
we got y'all all over the hump.
And then what's
Unfortunately,
this?
that's where the bus stops, and we're
That's
gonna
where it
need you
stops.
all. Yeah, no, it just
Get off or get to the back. That's literally what y'all telling us right now.
oh,
Get
God.
off or get to the back, because baby knew I was. Yeah, I can make that joke, but no,
It's not great. It
it
really isn't good.
and I hate it because it's like I said, I know that it's no. no malicious intent from any of these people. I think all of these people are really good people, and they are all just playing a game. But it's still, I still don't have to like what it looked like, and I
Yeah,
don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But man, ugh,
it's rough.
it's rough. It's truly, truly rough. But what can we say? We
What can we
see
say?
we see in the previews though next week, we it looks like Sophie with an eye could be starting to want to shift little things.
Yeah,
It
because
could be a
she's
ploy, or it could be something that she's saying just to, try to get on other, to see what other people are talking about, or she could really mean it.
it can't be real, right? Because like if it is, far too early. You need to be
Yeah,
doing this at Final Five when you have the majority and can actually be a flip versus, oh yeah, no, you take them out. Oh, they have full majority over you. There's nothing you can do now. You go home at five.
right. If she does that, I mean, it's things she can do because Sophie is the only person with the knowledge is power that nobody knows about. So she
Hmm.
could honestly take Rizzo's.
She could. She does know of
She know
basically
of
the
him,
one very public idol and can be like, oh, y'all thought you could play this tonight.
you know.
Incorrect.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that, and then you can go home, which would be very, very interesting
It
for her to
it
do.
would be an assassination. Like it
Yeah,
would be straight up legendary.
it will be legendary in the move, but I think it will bite her in the butt later.
She would need to do it at five, basically.
Yeah, well, the last time they can play it, if he still has it, is when I think
Yeah.
she would need to do it in order to make it something stick and assassin, like really be that sniper that be like took you out, bam.
Especially if she knowledge is power is played
Cool.
pre-voting, right?
I think so.
Because if she does that, boom, suddenly Rizzo or Savannah ends up not safe, and everyone just goes, oh,
Hmm.
there's no problem. We can just take them out now. There's no hesitation.
Right. It shouldn't be, but that's
We'll
if
see.
she is actually for real about this, or this is the ploy. You know how they like to do those
Yeah.
edits in the beginning for the previews and be like, oh, it's one thing. Oh no, it's a whole
No,
nother
it's
thing. Never
not.
mind.
No. But
But
we'll
and
see.
Sage is upset because Sage does not like how Sophie with an E was very happy to see Juwan go. And she was like, you, and I'm like, Sage, I get it. You can be mad, you can be upset, you can plot your revenge, but you can't be really mad that somebody played the game.
Hmm.
But she was like, you were smiling too hard. That's what we see in the really like you were smiling too hard to see him go. Like I was like, she was happy that a plan that she put together worked. But we all know Sage is not one to be messed with, apparently. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. But whatever happens next week, we'll be here to talk about it. And yeah, I might be here. I might not be here because I
We'll see.
might. We'll see what happens. I'm supposed to be traveling that day, so we'll see if I'm settled before it's time to get on here and talk about it. But um, either way it goes, somebody's going to be here to talk about it, and we're going to talk all about Survivor episode 11. And we appreciate you joining us here for this episode. Follow us on all of our subscribe to this channel and all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below in our link tree. Follow us on our audio podcast links. That's in the description as well as our Patreon. Join the Patreon. Now is the time. We are seriously in our Patreon bag right now. So we got a lot of fun things going on in our Patreon. So you do want to join. We appreciate those who have joined and we would love to see more of you join. Follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Interact with us. We truly love the interaction going on over there. Follow Jack and myself if you want. Those are Twitters going on down there. Right, scrolling right below. My Instagram is right there if you want to check me out on Instagram. And that's Twitter and TikTok. All that stuff is down there. That's that. And don't forget to get your merch at ologiescreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And that QR code that's been up in the corner of this whole time, scan it. Scan it before we go so you can go to the link to the shop and get your cup mug or any of our other beautiful cup merch. And if you go over there, favorite the shop. That actually helps too. So do that. And on that note, we're going to get out of here because we got a lot more stuff to do. You can just go watch the next video and continue to support. And don't forget to subscribe. And we're going to see y'all next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye, everybody.